Good evening, students. Today I am discussing a poem of the Icse syllabus, Daffodils by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was one of the greatest romantic poets. He quoted, "Poetry is a continuous overflow of powerful feelings." This poem is a very simple poem. It was inspired by an event that happened on 15th April 1802 when Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy Wordsworth were having a walk near Ullswater Lake in the Lake District. They witnessed, or rather saw, a large number of daffodils. And inspired by that sight, that wonderful, mesmerizing sight, Wordsworth wrote this poem. It was published in 1807 in the collection Poems. So, let me start the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud. There is a figure of speech in the very first line. The comparison between two different things, using the word as or like, is called simile. There is quite similar like that metaphor, another figure of speech, but the comparison there is implied, hidden comparison. But when the comparison is clear, with the use of words like as or like, then it is called simile. So I wandered lonely as a cloud. In the very first line, the poet compares his movement or wandering or roaming to a cloud that floats on high over hills and vales. Cloud floats over vales and hills. Vales, valleys. Just like the irregular movement of the clouds, the poet moves or wanders aimlessly. So the aimless, purposeless movement of the poet is hinted here. When all at once, suddenly, all at once, I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Host, use of collective noun. Suddenly, at that moment, the poet saw a crowd, a collection, a host of golden daffodils. The poet saw a large number of daffodils. Where? Beside the lake, beneath the trees. The daffodils were situated beside the lake and below or beneath the trees. What were the daffodils doing? Fluttering and dancing in the breeze. There's a descriptive imagery, the use of descriptive imagery here. The daffodils were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Like human ability, daffodils are personified here. Daffodils are given the human quality of dancing. So the daffodils were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So in the first stanza, the poet compares his movement, his aimless wandering, to the clouds floating high over vales and hills. And the poet gives a descriptive imagery about the daffodils and where the daffodils are situated. The poet also gives that description. In the second stanza, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. Milky Way is galaxy. Here again, the use of simile. The daffodils are compared to the stars. The stars shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. Similarly, the daffodils are, in the third line, they stretched in never-ending line. Never-ending, continuous. In a continuous line, the daffodils are spread along the margin of a bay. The daffodils are situated along the border of the lake. Just like the innumerable number of stars situated in the galaxy, the daffodils are innumerable or plenty along the margin of the lake. 10,000 saw I at a glance. Use of another figure of speech, hyperbole. 10,000 Did the poet see 10,000 at once? No. The poet just hides it to suggest that there were plenty of daffodils. 10,000 saw at a glance. The poet saw 10,000 daffodils at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Again, the daffodils expressing their emotion of happiness through dance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Again, daffodils are personified. The daffodils are given or gifted the human quality of dancing. So, daffodils expressing their emotion of happiness through dance. What were the daffodils doing here? Tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Sprightly is cheerful. Next, third stanza. The waves beside them danced, but daffodils. They suggest daffodils. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. There were waves. The waves are also gifted the human quality of dance. Waves are personified here. Here the comparison is between the dancing daffodils and the dancing waves of the lake. But they outdid means defeated, in glee, easily. The waves were dancing, but the dancing daffodils were superior to the dancing waves. A poet could not but be gay. Gay is happy. A poet could not but be gay. The poet became very happy. In such a jocund company, in such a cheerful company. The cheerful company of the daffodils as well as the waves of the lake made the poet very happy, cheerful, jovial, that is jocund. I gazed and gazed. Glance, just have a sight. Gazed, when you are impressed with anything, you look at it for a particular time, for a long time. I gazed and gazed. The poet was so much impressed with the mesmerizing view of the daffodils that he gazed and gazed. He looked at them for a long time, but little thought, hardly did the poet realize what wealth. Wealth is imaginative pleasure. The imaginative pleasure the show to me had brought. Show is the sight of the daffodils. The poet at that moment gazed at the daffodils, looked at the daffodils continuously, but he didn't realize what imaginative pleasure, what imaginative treasure he was accumulating in his mind. Last answer. It is the effect of the daffodils or the sight of the daffodils on the poet. That vista was impregnated in the poet's mind for a long time. For oft is the short form of often. For oft when on my couch I lie, in future when the poet lies on his couch, in vacant or pensive mood. Vacant, without thinking about anything, without doing anything. In vacant or pensive, sad, thoughtful. When the poet lied on his couch in vacant or pensive mood, the entire panorama, the daffodils, flash upon that inward eye. Inward eye is mind's eye. The sight of the daffodils, the wonderful sight of the daffodils flashed upon the mind's eye of the poet, which is the bliss of solitude, the blessings of loneliness. Solitude is loneliness, bliss, supreme joy, happiness. That means the sight of the daffodils coming to his mind in his pensive or thoughtful mood gave the poet intense pleasure, gave the poet great joy and happiness. That is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. The poet's heart was content in joining the daffodils dancing. It is a great ecstatic pleasure that the poet derives here. The sight of the daffodils was a treasure for the poet. That's all. Please do press the subscribe button.